Life can be hard. Life can be really hard, actually, at times. And sometimes we feel that life is, again, carrying us along. And it can be overwhelming. It can be depressing, really. And someone came to me the other day, and they were feeling tired. They had lost interest in doing things that they used to do, that they loved to do. They were feeling listless, impatient. Physically, they were not feeling as well, really. They were afraid, actually, that something was going to happen to them, that they were going to get sick. And this person came to me and they said, "You think I'm depressed?" And the question is, how do we define that? Like, this person had lots of stuff going on. His wife was sick, was dealing with breast cancer. He was older. And some of his friends were becoming sick and dying, and he was afraid that he could become sick and die too. And what was the point? What was the point of doing stuff when we don't know what it means? And then there were challenges at work too. And this man wasn't an old man. He was in his 50s and strong and capable and bright and all those things. And yet he was feeling used up, tired, exhausted, really. Couldn't get himself going. And it was all in his mind, things that he couldn't fix. Again, it was this sense of helplessness, this sense of hopelessness, of being unable to understand meaningfulness in life, purposefulness in what's happening around him. Everything he was seeing seemed bad. And his reaction, depression. Pretty normal response. So how do you fix that? What do you do with that? There are some things that have to happen when you are trying to deal with a perception of the world that is negative. A perception of the world that brings you down. Robs the joy out of your life. Makes you feel helpless. Makes you feel sad. And yet, there are all kinds of reasons why things are okay. So a few things that I would suggest in those kinds of circumstances would be to recognize when there's someone ill in your life and the challenge is significant. It is important for us to be present for them in this moment. And that doesn't mean we don't recognize that in the future they may become more ill, but we can't spend all of our time in that place. there is so much living to do now. And it's so important for us to be present now. So being depressed is counterproductive. It makes us even more depressed, because not only are we not able to get out of that place where everything is bad, where the outcome is bad, it's also we feel guilt because we aren't present, because we're in the future, in a future that hasn't happened yet. We have to understand that that future of an illness taking us to incapacity, maybe death, is not where we are now. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be never. What matters is this moment, is that you're present in this moment with the person you love, and that you're giving them time. And you're joyful in it. Here they're special to you. Enjoy them. Reject the negative. That doesn't mean that you may not lose them. You may. But that does mean that the now is even more important than you thought. Be present. Enjoy them. Another challenge. We all get old. We can't stop that. But what we can stop is how we perceive it, how we choose to live in it. I mean, I'm not a kid myself. And I've learned that we grow and we change. I'm enriched by all of my experience, all the opportunities I've had, all that I've learned. I'm enriched by that. It doesn't make me feel old. And I may not be able to do all the things I used to do. That's true. But I can't let that control me. I can't go to the place where I'm incapacitated, because I need to live now. I need to be present. We get depressed because we change our thinking. We limit ourselves through our thinking. We forget that we are here in the now, that we aren't in something in the future that's uncomfortable, difficult, sad, tragic. We forget that. We're in the now. And sometimes now has tragic moments. And we grieve that, and we can't stop that. But what we can do is choose to live, choose to be all we can be, choose to recognize that we are not limited except through our thoughts. Depression is a byproduct of limited thinking. Depression is a byproduct of choosing to be negative. And I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. It's not your fault. It is the nature of the thing. When we are going through lots of things, it can be hard to rise above it. And that's where we have to turn to the people we love and let them be present for us and be present with them in all the ways that we can. So there are things that we can do to control depression. And sometimes we do need to turn to medication and such. That's true, but there's also all kinds of things that we can do with affirmative thinking, self-empowerment. Be busy. Do things you love to do. Choose to do things that bring you joy. And in the moment, when you do them, when you choose to do them, you may think, I'm not going to enjoy that. I've been there before. I've done that. Oh God, I'm tired of that. I've played golf so many times. I don't want to go play golf again. But then you go and you enjoy it. It lifts you out of that place where you're isolating yourself, limiting yourself, feeling lost and out of control. The world is hard. You are in control of how you experience the world. This gives us hope. Sometimes it takes time to work through it. Sometimes it's really hard. But you can do this. Depression is not a sentence. Depression is a state. It's a state of being, and we can choose to rise above it through some of our actions and our thoughts. Meditation will help. Movement helps. Eating properly helps. Having a routine helps. Laughter helps. It's a journey. I hope this helps. God bless you.